You know, a real long time ago, right around the time I started this channel, only a couple weeks after I uploaded my first videos, I created a video called the Roblox Slop Epidemic. And that was to cover all the slop games that were on Roblox. And while those games still do exist, don't get me wrong, and that game, Roblox as a whole, is just really doing badly right now, there is a much worse epidemic of slop. Yeah, Roblox is an even worse place to find the worst slop on the planet. No, and it's not the Microsoft store and it isn't Sony's store either. It's the eShop. You know, Nintendo eShop. Nintendo, the one company that like actively advertises to kids. They're the slop one. eShop slop, everybody. Let's have a look at it. So, the eShop. The eShop was an idea created by Nintendo that started on the Nintendo 3DS. Technically, some form of the eShop existed before this, but it wasn't quite the eShop. First version of the eShop was the Wii Shop channel. The Wii Shop channel was, well, a channel that allowed you to buy stuff on the Wii, like it was a shop, using Wii points. Oh my god! Oh my god, I can buy Mario 64 online? And it'll only take the next 3 days to download. Worth it. The Wii Shop channel allowed you to buy any games you wanted. Mostly older games though. Games from the N64 and the NES and the SNES would be able to buy on the eShop, and that was a really good thing. It allowed you to have whatever games you wanted from your old consoles on your Wii. Now at the time, there wasn't really much of a slop problem on the eShop. Nintendo was pretty good at monitoring what was on the shop and only putting on the they wanted to be on the shop, and well, it was really only just Nintendo games, to be honest. And because of that, the eShop actually worked really well at this time, or the Wii Shop. Then came around the 3DS, and well, it's pretty much the same. While third-party developers were now allowed onto the 3DS eShop, it was still not the worst thing ever. The 3DS eShop worked because you could have any games you wanted, and a lot of them were really good, high-quality production games. Games from third-party developers that have actually focused on making a good game, and games from Nintendo, and well, they're always going to be at least somewhat good, and there's going to be some amount of quality control there. The 3DS eShop still allows you to buy older Nintendo games on it. Games from the SNES and the NES, and I think some GBA games as well. However, it also allows you to buy 3DS games and download them directly to your 3DS. So instead of buying Tomodachi Life or New Super Mario Bros. 2 or, God forbid, Paper Mario Sticker Star as a physical cartridge, you could buy them digitally and have them directly downloaded to your device. I downloaded Sticker Star to this? Sometimes sacrifices have to be made. But in general, the 3DS's eShop was great! You don't even have any bad content over there, no slop, just decent stuff, so I can appreciate that. And the same kind of goes with the Wii U's eShop as well. The Wii U's eShop was kind of somewhat intertwined with the 3DS's one, except for on the Wii U's eShop you could buy Wii U games and the 3DS ones. However, you could both also buy those older games and play them on your console, so they are very similar. Of course, in the old days, this was called Virtual Console, and if you want to play old Nintendo games now, you get Nintendo Switch Online. However, it still works pretty much the same. And then you get to the modern eShop. Oh my god, it's disgusting. The modern Nintendo eShop, well, whew, it's absolutely god-awful. It started on the Switch 1 with all of your traditional, your Nintendo games you buy on there. It was like the previous two eShops, where you could buy games for the Switch on the eShop. You couldn't buy them old Nintendo games anymore because that was again relegated now to Nintendo Switch Online. However, you could buy your normal Nintendo games and some games from third-party developers that again were really good. But then there was another thing. Anybody could upload their game to the eShop, and Nintendo's moderation of it was, well, it's not really strict to say the least. Yeah, you can go in, you can go in, you can go in, just go in, I don't care, I just want another beer. Nintendo would pretty much just let any game in there as long as you ask nicely. And so, any games were allowed in there, which was both a good thing and a really bad thing. It allowed indie developers and small teams to publish their games and get them out there without much hassle. It also allowed manufactured slop. The slop factories really started coming into effect when generative AI became, well, a lot more popular and got to a point where it could actually generate some images that were, not, like, completely obscure. When generative AI got to that point, Well, yeah, the eShop, it became flooded with slop. Now, what is this slop? Well, to put it perfectly, oh my god, there's so much! Importantly, these slop games were generated by AI, almost all of them. These Schlop games are almost always some anime girl that's dressed kind of scandalously. And, you know, it's not amazing, no. Especially considering that the eShop is often targeted towards kids, which, you know, when you're looking to buy Mario or Animal Crossing isn't the worst thing, but when you're looking around and you see this, that's not good. eShop has a whole world of faults with it, and it's happened since the Switch 1 and it's continued on to the Switch 2. Nintendo said they've tried to fix this, and I think they've fixed it to a singular percentage, but it's still majority there. It's almost not changed. The Switch 2 has almost an identical problem to the Switch 1 with the eShop, but you have these generated by AI Schlop games. Either you're basically Coomer bait games, or you've got your random IO clicker game that's like made in 5 minutes by ChatGPT. The games aren't actually good, they're absolutely awful, and almost all of it, again, is generated by AI. It's not someone that actually put their time and effort into making just a bad game or a Coomer bait game. No, these are people who can't even bother to do that. It's not even like the guy knows how to draw Coomer bait. He's having to generate it by AI. Why? What's the point of that? Oh, it's money. It's always about money. These guys are somehow must be making a whole lot of money off these games because they're selling them for real life money. It's not even like they're free. Actual money is being offered to buy these games. Who are buying them? Who are the people who are buying these games? Please let me know. I just want to talk. Seriously though, they must be somewhat profitable. And I think I know what's going on here. Little kids are buying these games because their brains are underdeveloped and they see, anime girl hoochas. Mother would never let me buy these traditionally. I gotta buy these now! And then they immediately invest in the absolutely horrible Coomer bait game. It's an absolutely terrible, vicious cycle, and Nintendo needs to do something about this. Something's clearly off in Nintendo's quality control on the eShop, and it's not even that big of a fix. Just remove the games that are like this, or just have a little bit of stricter moderation. Have some actual human monitor the games that are going through here, and have some amount of system that will be able to do something for the games. Have them monitored through, have an AI system detect which games are not, and if they accidentally make a mistake game, well then tell the guy to write in an email or a letter, a physical letter, to send to Nintendo to say, hey, you got it wrong. And honestly, then just let him through, because what AI Schlop company is going to actually be willing to send in an actual letter? They're just making another Schlop game. It's so awful, and I hate the fact that the eShop is flooded with this. None of the games are actually good. They're all awful and disgusting, and they're filling the eShop with Coomer bait, flooding out actually good games. This isn't even me saying you should get rid of every single one of them, because that's physically impossible, but get rid of most of them at least. If you tried, Nintendo, I'm sure you could find a way to do it. This has to stop, Nintendo. This has to stop, and it's not difficult to do it. So please, Nintendo, I'm begging of you here. Stop the slop. Please. I want people to go out there and start saying it. Stop the slop. Stop the slop. Stop the slop. Because the quicker we can stop the slop in the eShop, the quicker we can get back to an eShop like the older ones, where they were good and you had good games on there that you want to play, and not just terrible hentai game number 56. It's awful, and I hate that Nintendo's doing it like this, and, well, it's not even that big of an issue to fix. It's not difficult to do. They can do it. I know they can. So please, Nintendo, please fix the slop. Stop it from existing. And I guess my final verdict here would be, give Dry Bones a costume in Mario Kart World. Why does Shy Guy get one? Baby Rosalina has 4 of them.